Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Virginia City Council chambers. This is a regularly scheduled City Council meeting. We'll call this meeting to order. Today's date is Tuesday, August 24th, 2021, and the time is 5:30 p.m. Pam, would you please take the roll call?
Baraboo,
Present.
Friedlieb,
Here.
Paulson,
Present.
Beyondich, Johnson,
Here.
Barancelli, Coffey.
Present. Would everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll move to item 4 on the agenda, which is the public forum. This is an opportunity for anyone in the audience who'd like to address the council. They're welcome to do so this evening. Is anyone here in the council chambers today that would like to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move to item 5, which is the consent agenda. The following items will be enacted by one motion unless a councilor or a citizen of the city of Virginia requests that the item be considered separately. Item 5.1 is the approval or correction of the minutes of 5.1A, the regular meeting that was held on August 10th, 2021. And item 5.1B, the special meeting that was held on August 10th, the special meeting that was held on August 16th, and the special meeting that was held on August 20th. Item 5.2 is the adoption of Finance Resolution number 21-016, the schedule of bills. Item 5.3 is approve the 2 a.m. liquor license for K Core Incorporated, doing business as Mel's Sports Page Bar and Snickers Pizza. Item 5.4, approve the one-day food truck festival license for Shauna Blagan, doing business as Blagan's Big Red Wagon on September 18th, 2021. Item 5.5, approve the following travel requests. Item 5.5A, the Police Department, Investigator Jared Krall, to attend the Crisis Response Conflict and Cultural Training September 22nd and 23rd, 2021 in Grand Rapids at a cost of $280. Item 5.5B, Officer Nora Burr, to attend the Street Cop Training, which is November 8th, 2021 in Forest Lake, Minnesota at a cost of $249. Item 5.5C, Chris Reinsdorf, to attend the Command and Control 101 training in September 10th, 2021 in Andover, Minnesota at a cost of $365.95. And under 5.5, Public Works, Thomas Grabansky, to attend the Minnesota Commercial Vehicle Certification on October 6, 2021 in Alexandria, Minnesota at a cost of $620. And finally, item 5.6 is approve the on-sale liquor license for Sunberg Enterprises, LLC, doing business as the Sawmill Saloon for exclusive pouring rights at the Iron Train Motors Event Center. These are the consent agenda items today. I'm looking for council approval.
I will move the consent agenda.
Councilor Johnson moves to approve the consent agenda. Is there support? Support by Councilor Baraboo. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Congratulations, Alyssa. We'll move to item 6 on the agenda, which is appearances. Item 6.1, Jim Hippel. A request for on-duty fire department staff to assist with the Mountain Iron Fire Department Community Steps Program on August 31st, 2021. Mr. Hippel, thank you very much. This is a great program and a collaborative between both fire departments as we move forward. Welcome to the council meeting.
Press the button on there. There you go.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. This is a unique program. This will be the first annual Community Steps program sponsored by the Mountain Iron Fire Department and in collaboration with the United Way. What this program does is takes low-income families from the Iron Range cities in which we serve, K through 12, and allows them the opportunity to acquire new shoes for back to school. That can be kind of difficult for those lower income families to obtain those properly fitted shoes for their children to go back to school. So we, over at Mountain Iron Fire, obtained a grant in collaboration with United Way to take 20 area children shopping for new back-to-school shoes. And we're looking for additional help with other area fire departments, Virginia and other surrounding areas as well. Just works out well for me because I work at both places. So we got the inside scoop quick. So the actual application process for that has finished up due to timing with this council meeting. That ended on the 23rd. These students will actually be taken out on August 31st, go shopping at the famous footwear. And we have also obtained a certified podiatrist to make sure that these shoes are properly fitted for these students. We're hoping to make this an annual thing. So we started off small this year with 20 students through the application process. But as more community involvement, more local neighboring fire departments get involved, we can just help more kids through that grant. The numbers will go up and the people we serve. There was some items passed around as far as how do we become involved. It's a simple phone call to Laura Anderson, and her information is listed down below. She is the contact person on this for the program, and she can answer some of those questions for how to get it started, how to get on for next year, and that sort of thing. We also provide a meal to these families when they come to our department. We'll sit them down for about an hour, have a meal with them, get to know them so they can know their fire department, and you get to know your community. And after that, a short, brief meeting, and then we take them off to go shopping. About all I have.
Well, thank you very much. It's an exciting program. I know that other fire departments throughout the country do something similar. This is a nice program with respect to buying some footwear moving forward. I just have one question for you, Mr. Hippel, and that is, did you have more than 20 applications?
I do believe there was quite a few. I didn't get the exact number from Laura before I came today, but there was a lot. And we only ran the application period for about a week and a half.
Okay.
So,
And I know you have a selection process and how you do that, so I would ask that after this meeting is over, if you know where I am, so just get a hold of me and maybe we can work something out for some additional, we will work something out for some additional opportunities for students who weren't above the 20 that you have.
absolutely.
Very
Thank you, Mr.
very
Mayor.
good. Thank you very much. Anybody have anything? Councilor Johnson?
Thank you, Mayor. I will move that we authorize the Virginia Fire Department to assist as they are able, depending on calls and such, but I will move that forward.
A move by Councilor Johnson, supported by Councilor Beyondich. Further discussion, Councilor Paulson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for coming and giving this presentation. Sounds like a wonderful kickoff to a great program going forward. I wanted to ask a couple questions. How much was the initial grant?
This initial grant was granted we projected for 20 children. This one was 10,000.
Okay. And then are we collaborating then is the Virginia Fire Department collaborating with Mountain Iron, or are you asking the city of Virginia to kind of recreate the same program here?
So the way this program works, the community steps, is Mountain Iron Fire has established the host department. And then what they can do is bring in other area departments. And once they come on board, that kind of broadens the area we serve, which brings in more grant funding.
Okay, and then the last question that I had, is it being administered by like a Friends of the,
Currently, this is going through Mountain Iron Fire Department's Community Outreach Coordinator, Laura Anderson, and the United Way. So the United Way takes care of a lot of the backgrounding and assisting with finding these families that come through their system
Very good.
in our area.
So, and the reason I ask that is, maybe on the same track of what our mayor is, I would love to be able to donate. So if there's a possible link that you could maybe send us, or maybe a press release on how the community could get involved, I think the community would really support this type of a program. So if you do have that and they're able to accept donations, if you could get that information to us, I'd appreciate it.
Be sure to get that to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Councillor Paulson. So it has been moved and supported to support this program and allow Virginia Fire to collaborate with this outreach program. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, move to item 6 on the agenda, which are appearances. We have 2 appearances scheduled for this evening. First, item 6.1. I'm sorry, we just had that one. So let's go to 6.2, Mr. Brad Gustafson from G&N Enterprises regarding plans for new construction on Chestnut Street, an exciting new venture. Mr. Gustafson, welcome to the City Council meeting this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council members, I'm Brad Gustafson. I'm a member of a newly formed company called G&N Enterprises, and we recently purchased 224 Chestnut Street, downtown Virginia. Our goal and vision is to continue to help uplift our community by providing quality of life and additional recreation to our community, our downtown, and our surrounding areas. So our vision for the downtown was to buy our building as well as the 2 empty lots next to it. I walk downtown every lunch, and it pains my heart to see empty lots like that just sitting vacant. And so we came together and we created an exciting opportunity. So we're in the planning phases right now. And I want to thank Britt and John for all of your support. So our plan is to build 2 separate structures on those 3 lots. They're going to be 2 36 by 96 2-story buildings. On the main floor, and these will be on the outsides of the lots, and then in the middle there'll be an open patio area with some greenery. So we'll be offering 2 3,500 square foot retail spaces on the main level, as well as 4 1,300 square foot 2-bedroom apartments on the upper level. We expect to create 10 permanent jobs with this project, as well as house 8 to 16 individuals. So we ask for your continued support in our venture. Other than that, we're calculating a total investment of this project just under $4 million at this point, and as time goes on, the dollars keep getting higher and higher. So one of the retail spaces will be a venture that we'll be launching. We're in the planning stages on that as well, but it'll be a recreational, family-friendly environment that will have access to the green patio area, and we're currently going to be looking for tenants for our housing units as well as our retail space. We're hoping to, with the city's support and funds from the IRRR, we're looking for demolition money from them. We're currently going through asbestos abatement inspection right now. Report should be in this week, and we hope to have the building demolished by the end of the year, and then construction started as soon as we can next year. So other than that, if you don't have any other questions, I thank you for your time and look forward to your continued support.
Thank you, Mr. Gustafson. If you just hang on just for a few minutes, we probably do have some questions for you. I know that the last item on our agenda and under committee reports is going to address the issue with respect to the 2 lots that the city owns. And we did have a committee, the whole meeting, as which we moved that approval forward to this council meeting, and that'll be the last item that we would consider on the agenda as the first reading for these 2 parcels. Councillor Beyondich, do you have something?
Thank you. I was very excited at the VITA meeting when they told us what was happening, and I thank you for taking an interest in improving our downtown area with housing and retail space. So Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any questions at this time? Thank you, Mr. Gustafson, very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, council members.
Mayor, can we,
yes,
can we move that item up as we go along here so Mr. Gustafson doesn't have to stay for the whole meeting unless he wants to?
Well, I suppose we could move it up under committee reports. I did indicate that, we did pass it at the committee. The whole meeting is coming up on the last item on the agenda under 9.1R, but we certainly can do that. So is that your request? Okay, let's,
That's my request when we get to the committee reports.
right. Right, so that's not your request now then? Very good, thank you. Yeah, we can move it up on the committee reports then, sure. Okay, item 7 on the agenda, which is unfinished business. Item 7.1, the long-standing issue with the sale of the hospital to Essentia. I think we have some movement and some news, and I would refer to our city attorney, Brian Lindsay, for some information. Brian?
Thank you, Mayor. I do have something of an update. We have been continuing to work with the folks over at Ascension. Specifically, I've been working with Mr. Frank Modich and Mr. Roy Christensen, who are counsel representing the hospital in this transaction. And as we had last reported to you, there was a little bit of a hitch in getting a release on an encumbrance related to the bond financing that touched on the helipad and the elevator. We believe that we've received the final bit of information in the form of an appraisal for the property that will allow the state to release that encumbrance. And that was the final hurdle that we were really facing in moving forward to close. And so at this point, I would say the probability that transaction will close in the near future is looking very good.
Thank you, Brian. Questions, comments? Councilor Paulson first.
Thank you, Mayor. Did we receive a figure on the appraisal, the fair market value appraisal?
The appraisal's been completed, but I don't have the exact figure.
Okay, and will we be able to see that once it comes through?
Yeah, once it's provided to us,
Okay.
it'll be available.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Paulson. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Moving to item 7.2 on the agenda, which is a 2022 budget. We had a preliminary budget meeting at our last committee whole meeting was last Tuesday, where Sherry Erickson, our finance director, went through the projected revenue and expenditures with respect to this. Was the first in a series of budget meetings that we're going to have in the future coming down the pike. We're looking at some presentations coming from our staff on the budget, and the city council is looking for some additional information as we move forward, and this is an evolving thing. So is there any other information on the 2022 budget, Britt? I see Sherry's not available today.
No, but we do need to set another budget meeting.
Okay, very good. So you'll let us know when that is?
But we could do it tonight if it's okay, if we can coordinate schedules.
Okay, we can do that. We'll have to have another budget meeting, obviously not in conjunction with the committee of the whole. This will be a separate special meeting just to address the budget and the items moving forward. And so if everybody kind of keeps in mind, or if you have a moment to take a look at your calendars, and then we can determine what the best time for everyone is to have a budget meeting. So, and we were looking at something relatively soon. So maybe next week. Because we'll have to give a 3-day notice, so.
There is 5 Tuesdays this month.
Right.
So next Tuesday, we do not have a committee of the whole or a council meeting?
We do not. If anybody's available, we do have our regularly scheduled committee of the whole meetings, of course, on 9 a.m. on Tuesday, as the public is most likely aware. And then, so next Tuesday is the 5th Tuesday in which there is no committee of the whole meeting scheduled. So if everybody is available on Tuesday morning, we could certainly have a budget meeting then. So is 9 a.m. Tuesday acceptable, or is there a conflict, Councilor Johnson or Councilor Beyondich?
Would 8 o'clock work?
Sure, for me it does, 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning.
8 o'clock is better for me because I have a dental cleaning a little bit later in the morning.
Okay, Tuesday, how about the rest of the council? Counselor Johnson, Tuesday morning, 8 a.m.?
Yes, September, moving forward, by Tuesdays and Thursdays are free again due to scheduling at work, so Tuesday morning
Thank you.
would work.
Counselor Barnzelli?
Could we do a little bit, can we let the staff get here maybe at 8:15 or 8:30? That would allow all the staff to get in the morning, not have to start their day a half hour early.
Well, I'm open to any day, so may someone make a motion, and then we'll go act on that one.
I will move for 8:30 to allow staff to have time to.
Okay,
get
Counselor
set up.
Johnson moves to have a budget meeting on Tuesday, which is the
31st.
31st of this
I'll support, Mayor.
this month. So moved by Counselor Johnson, supported by Counselor Bearable, to schedule a budget meeting for Tuesday, August 31st at 8:30 a.m. here in the council chambers. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries. Thank you. Item 8, discussion items. Item 8.1 is adopt the resolution to support for the Virginia Community Foundation for an application to the Minnesota Deed Main Street App Program for fiscal year 2022 for the Downtown Revitalization Grant Program. And Britt, do you have any, I think it's pretty much self-explanatory, but any other information to add before we move forward?
No, we had talked about that Virginia Community Foundation, at the Committee of the Whole meeting, we discussed Virginia Community Foundation was going to be applying as a fiscal agent for a grant that would benefit our downtown program, and they also need letters of support as part of that grant program, so this resolution would be our letter of support.
Thank you, Britt. Looking for council action.
I'll move the resolution forward.
Counselor Johnson moves to approve the resolution. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Bearable. Is there any further discussion? Counselor Beyondich?
I just want to clarify, should I be abstaining from this as I work for the Virginia Community Foundation? Should I abstain from the vote?
You don't have
Are
to.
you directly benefit from any of the grant money for your, on a personal level?
No.
Then you're safe to
it's-
vote.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, though. Counselor Paulson?
And then just to clarify on that, I will be abstaining.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, so it has been moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention?
I abstain.
Motion passes 6 yeas and 1 abstention. Thank you. Okay, item 8.2 is approve the request to block off the 100 block of Chestnut Street in front of Barber Graphics on September 2nd, 2021 from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. for the Downtown Dance Academies.
I'll move to approve.
Moved by Councilor Paulson to approve.
Support.
And supported by Councilor Beyondich. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item 9.1, Committee of the Whole meeting that was held on October 17th, 2021, and was a rather lengthy meeting. We, I think, accomplished quite a bit. So we'll turn this portion of our council meeting over to our City Administrator, Britt C. Bennis. Britt?
Thank you. Committee of the Whole meeting held on August 17th. We did have a very lengthy agenda. It was a very lively discussion on many aspects. Eric Simonson and Bradley Peterson from Flaherty and Hood, and also the Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities, presented information on the 2021 legislative session. Mr. Bradley Peterson discussed the highlights of the session regarding childcare facilities and wastewater concerns that are throughout the state, including implementing drinking water standards. We also discussed the resolution for the sexual assault 3-year lease agreement here at City Hall. It was moved and supported to approve that.
Okay, it was approved and moved to at the Committee of the Whole meeting to adopt the resolution for the sexual assault for a 3-year lease agreement at City Hall. Looking for council action.
I will move the resolution.
Councilor Johnson moves to approve the resolution. Is there support? Support by Counselor Barnzelli. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. John Sullivan, our community developer, the community development planner, discussed a request we had for demolition of a structure here in town. No action was taken. He also discussed available residential land that the city owns that is available for development and a few parcels that are privately held. It was great discussion, actually, and we have a lot of thinking to do about what we can do potentially with those residential areas. The Evelyn, Virginia Airport presented a letter to us asking us to sign this letter authorizing signature regarding disadvantaged business enterprise participation at the Evelyn, Virginia Airport. It was moved and supported to approve signing that letter regarding the disadvantaged business enterprise, or DBE, for the completion of the Evelyn, Virginia Airport project.
I will make that motion.
Counselor Johnson moves to approve. Is there support?
All support, Mayor.
Support by Counselor Bearable, and this is to approve the letter to the Virginia Evelyn Airport regarding the disadvantaged business enterprise, DBE, for the completion of the project. Counselor Johnson is on that airport authority along with myself, and Counselor Johnson gave an explanation as to the disadvantaged program that's required to hire if possible, and the contractor was unable to do so. The original one, they were able to partially fulfill this, but in order for them to close out the project itself, and they need a letter from the City of Virginia and the City of Evelyn, and that's the purpose of this letter. So looking for at council action. We did, moved and supported. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve the request to block 5th Avenue South for the Mesabi Range Youth for Christ Block Party on September 21st, 2021, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Also move.
Moved by Counselor Paulson and supported by Counselor Beyondich to approve the request to block 5th Avenue South for the Mesabi Range Youth for Christ Block Party on September 21st, 2021, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Brian Silber discussed a request for a change order for the Iron Trail Motors Event Center regarding purchase of rink accessories. It was moved and supported to approve the resolution for change order PC 0117 for rink accessories for the Iron Trail Motors Event Center in the amount of $51,912.03.
I will move change order PCO 117.
Counselor Johnson moves to approve the change order, supported by Counselor Friedlieb. Is there any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And Britt, could we move back to item D?
Oh, yep, sorry about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's moved and supported to approve the request to block various streets for the Speakeasy Car Show on August 28th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson, supported by Counselor Barnzelli. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And I'd just like to point out that this car show is on Saturdays, open to the public, and it'll be down on between Railroad Avenue and 2nd Avenue on 3rd Street and 2nd Street. So if
Very
anybody
good,
wants
thank
to
you.
attend, that'd be wonderful. Thank you. Back to item 9.1F. It was moved and supported to add the assent to purchase of property under unfinished business on our regular council agendas until the transaction has been resolved.
Thank you.
It was also moved and supported to set a special meeting regarding the 2022 budget and to note this item on future agendas as unfinished business until the budget is finalized.
And we've done that.
Done that. It was moved and supported to approve the appointment of Team Leader Jesse McIntyre and Floating Team Leader Tom Sear for the Public Works Department.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Friedlieb. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve the recommendation from the Personnel Committee meeting on 8/13/2021 for the memorandum of understanding regarding the event program manager position.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Friedlieb. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Paulson. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve the resolution for the hire of the dual-role firefighter/paramedic Sanjay Lanta.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson and supported by Counselor Beyondich. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve the resolution to hire dual-role firefighter EMT Justin Bachman.
Moved by Counselor Beyondich, supported by Counselor Paulson. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve entering into an agreement with the Virginia Community Foundation. I'm sorry, I'm missing one again. I keep skipping. I'm sorry about that. It was moved and supported to approve the modified agreement for the approval of the State of Minnesota 6th Judicial District Memorandum of Understanding for the North St. Louis County Range Mental Health Court and the North St. Louis County Range Hybrid Treatment Court.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson and supported by
I'll support, Mayor.
Counselor Baraboo. Any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And could we move to item 9.1L?
We did Justin Bachman already?
I'm sorry.
Oh, the police one? Yep,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
Did we do that one?
No, that wasn't not in the minutes. It was on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
And then we did discuss at the committee of the whole meeting that we were having interviews for patrol officers, and today we'd like to move forward the resolution to hire patrol officers Matthew Felton Warren, Casey Lee Fink, and Jacob Charles Anderson.
I'll move to approve.
Moved to approve by Counselor Paulson and supported by Counselor Johnson. Is there any further discussion? It's getting more and more difficult to find high-quality candidates for law enforcement positions, and we'd be fortunate to have these kind of hires, and we're in significant competition. So kudos to the department and staff for being able to get these positions filled. So is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Council reviewed the resolution calling for public hearing on the proposed adoption of the development program for the proposed Municipal Development District Number 6 and the proposed establishment of tax increment financing district number 6-1 for approval at today's council meeting. The resolution is in your packet.
Thank you, Britt.
I will move approval of the resolution.
Thank you. Counselor Johnson moves to approve the resolution. Is there support? Support by Counselor Barnzelli. Is there any further discussion?
And Mayor, to clarify, this resolution is calling for a public hearing on the proposed adoption of the proposed establishment of a tax increment financing district,
And we'll have a date set for that public hearing at
October 12th.
October 12th. So it's been moved and supported to adopt the resolution calling for a public hearing on the proposed adoption of the proposed establishment of a tax increment financing district number 6-.41 with a public hearing to be held on October 12th of this year. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve entering into an agreement with the Virginia Community Foundation for submission of the Minnesota Deed Downtown Revitalization Program grant.
Looking for some council action with respect to that.
We just do that one?
No, this
Moved by
is-
Counselor, was that you?
Yeah, didn't we just do that one already?
No, this is the, for the Community Foundation for the application to the Minnesota Deed Main Street Program. So what with the previous one was,
Okay, never mind.
okay, very good, thank you.
I'll move for the downtown revitalization.
Thank you. Moved by Counselor Baraboo. Is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Counselor Friedlieb. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor, I'm sorry, Counselor Paulson.
Thank you. I will need to abstain for this as well, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So moved and supported. Further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
Moved, approved with 6 yeas and 1 abstention. Thank you.
Thank you. It was moved and supported to approve the resolution authorizing the city of Virginia to make application for Iron Range Resources Commercial Redevelopment Grant for the demolition of the building at 224 Chestnut Street, as we just heard by Mr. Brad Gustafson.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson and supported by Counselor Beyondich. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
It was moved and supported to approve a transient merchant license from Melissa Sunval doing business as Wow Catering.
So moved.
Moved by Counselor Johnson and supported by Counselor Barnzelli. Is there any further discussion? Counselor Paulson. I'm sorry, moved and supported, no further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
We did have a closed session at the committee of the whole meeting on August 17th regarding the request to purchase the properties located at 2020 and 2028 Chestnut Street, which are two vacant lots that surround the Monso's building. It was moved and supported at the committee of the whole meeting to approve the sale of parcel codes 9010-5970 and parcel code 9010-5940, also known as the vacant lots at 220 and 228 Chestnut Street, to G&N Enterprises in the amount of $500, and to allow the first reading at today's meeting.
Also moved, Mayor.
Moved to approve by Counselor Bearable and supported by Counselor Friedlieb. Is there any further discussion? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. No further items.
Thank you, Brett. We'll move to item 10 on the agenda, which is Commission Liaison Reports. Does any counselor have a Commission Liaison report they'd like to give this evening? Counselor Bearable.
Thank you, Mayor. The Public Utilities Commission met yesterday, and I was in attendance. First report that they had, they've got kind of a good record going here right now. It's been 7 months on their safety committee that they have not had an injury report, so that's a really good thing. Nothing has been reported in 7 months, so that's a really good thing. The steam conversions, I forgot to bring it with me, but I will give it to Britt to disseminate. They've got the numbers of steam conversions that aren't completed on south side and the ones that are going on north side, so I'll bring that so Britt can distribute it to the council or email it to him. I just forgot to bring it tonight.
Thank you.
The package boiler, the small one that they're putting in, is behind schedule. They cannot get some of the stainless steel parts they need for the boiler. So that looks like it'll probably be October now before it gets completed with the delay and the stuff with parts and stuff that's going on all over the United States. So in the meantime, they'll run one of their other boilers when they need to until that gets completed. They approved a travel request for an overhead school for apprentices in Marshall, Minnesota. That was approved. They've got they just did one of their first mutual aid agreements that they've ever done with the utilities to Grand Rapids. They had those straight line winds over in Grand Rapids, and they sent crews of 2 to 4 over there to help with that. The cost of that with overtime will be paid for by Grand Rapids through the mutual aid type program. So our people will get paid for the overtime, et cetera, on that. But it was a great thing. They learned a lot. And so next time this happens, they will have a better idea. But Grand Rapids got really leveled with that. They had all kinds of powers. They had utilities coming all the way up from the Twin Cities, all the way from St. Cloud to Brainerd to Virginia, all over the place to help get the power and stuff back on over there. So that was not a good steal. It's one of those straight line winds that comes down and takes out everything like it did in the Boundary Waters. In the operations report, number 10 gas boiler is running right now at 40,000 pounds per hour. We will be exempt from the DNR's conservation to not extend certain amounts of water because of our dewatering of the pits by by United Taconite, so we're going to be exempt. We will not have any water conservation. We're going to be exempt from that. Peterson Well Drilling is coming to look at a 700-foot drilled well in case we might need that in the future for emergency water. They're going to come make sure it's still usable. There are some power outages here in downtown Virginia the other a couple days ago, and actually, believe it or not, a squirrel took it out. And they showed pictures of this to us with the squirrel hanging there on the pole. So it was a very short-lived outage, but it was done by a squirrel. Mountain Iron has paid off its ownership of the line to West Virginia, so they now own the lines, but will continue to draw through Virginia until a new substation is built by Walmart. So they're going to continue to buy power from Virginia right now. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilor Baraboo. Any questions or comments from the council with respect to the public utilities report? Okay, thank you. Seeing none, we'll go to item number 11, which are the department head reports. And I'll go from left to right. Britt, do you have anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, we are conducting interviews for recreation assistants on Friday, but we are still taking applications. So if anybody's looking for a great part-time job, it's very flexible hours, go to our website and click on the employment, and we will take applications until we're filled.
Thank you, Britt.
Thank you.
Anything from you, John? John Sullivan?
I think dovetailing from our last conversation when we talked about our land inventory that we had and some of that, I got some good comments from some of you council people about, the school and, how is that going to look going forward and all that kind of thing. So I reached out to the school district's planning consultant, Todd Hollonen at Kimley Horn, and he sent me some updated plans and information and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to try to share that with you guys coming up and see if we can get some kind of a joint meeting between us and the school, or at least the school's representatives to do that. And I know Mr. Hollonen was interested in helping us with that. So that was good. I do have some good news to share from, I'm jumping on a different topic now, but regarding the hotel development at the Iron Trail Motors Event Center, I spoke with the developer at length today about a number of different things we're trying to meet timeframes. And he was happy to report that it looks like delivery, since we got the development agreement approved, the delivery in March of 2022, which was his date to start getting the RISE construction units completed. They have accepted his order, and then they're going to start production in January of 2022, and it takes 90 days to make 131 units, and they're going to start delivering them in March. So that's a good sign, at least, that they committed to do that pending more approvals and more agreements and stuff. But as far as the timing, that was our biggest concern. And it looks like that might have been taken care of.
Very good. Good news. Thank you, John.
Yep.
In addition to that, with respect to the property and the development of the new school, the Department of Transportation has a meeting coming up here. I think it's 5:30 this coming Thursday with on some of the intersections that they're going to be looking at, Midway Drive, but primarily the Borgen Road, and how some improvements could be made there. I did reach out to the Department of Transportation by email on our concern with respect to the Borgen Road intersection, not just the intersection itself, as the school is trying to work their needs out for the bus routes and for the traffic that they're going to anticipate in that area, but also Borgen Road itself. So, Councilor Baraboo.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed one important item here on the utility report. I had it on the back side of my sheet. The utilities is going to be working, or try to work in conjunction with the tear down of the elementary school in next summer of the elementary in Virginia, the Roosevelt. They're going to be looking at, they've got a engineering proposal that was accepted through SEH to look at all of the asbestos and everything else for Malone Hall. They're looking to take that down. That building is no longer of value to them. It's right across from the gymnasium, and the school will be looking at probably buying that piece of property, then or exchanging for some of the other empty lots that they have in the backside, probably by you, Gary, to be looking at building some facilities there, some new facilities for some of their product. So it's not 100% yet, but they'll be getting back their proposals and stuff on this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item 12, council reports. Does any councilor want to give a report this evening? Councilor Johnson?
Thank you, Mayor. We had a request to light the cupola at City Hall green and yellow for the welcome week of Wasabi Range College, both campuses. So all week this week, it'll be Norse, green, and yellow. If anybody's out there watching and takes a selfie and tags the city or tags the Wasabi College, you'll be able to come in for a entry into a drawing. There's a lot of activities going on college campus this week and next. So great to have students, faculty, staff, and community members back on campus.
Okay, thank you, Councilor Johnson. Anybody else before we move? Councilor Freely.
I'd just like to commend Carly Gobats and her committee for putting on the Brewfest up at the Alcott Park. It's a really excellent opportunity for the community to get together, and it was a fun night for everybody. So thank you for doing that.
Yes, very good, thank you. And I did have a chance to talk to Carly Gobats today when I was doing some private business at the E.J. Dawson's place over there, and she said it was a very successful event, and she was disappointed that some of us couldn't be there. I had my 50th class reunion. It was nice during the car show. That shows you how much activities that the car show brings and that Brewfest brings, because it was packed. There were five class reunions this weekend in Virginia at different various venues, and it was just a festival and fun-filled time moving forward. It reminded me of, right, Carl? Reminded me of a throwback in the 70s when we were cruising up and down the drag. You know, so that was nice to see all that activity, and the businesses that were open really thrived as a result of that. And just think, as we're moving forward with our downtown businesses, downtown revitalization, that, you know, even there's naysayers out there says it's never going to work. Well, we're showing that it is working. We are making progress. You know, we're moving forward. So I commend everybody and all the volunteers for that. So Brewfest was apparently phenomenal, because yesterday when I went on a training mission, apparently a couple of the guys that were up here from out in another state that I train with did attend Brewfest and had what they say, a marvelous time, and needed a ride to their hotel room. So they enjoyed themselves. So thanks everybody for all their hard work. Is there anything else that anybody has they'd like to bring up before we adjourn? Seeing none, we will adjourn the council meeting to our next regularly scheduled council meeting, which is Tuesday, September 14th, 2021, 5:30 p.m. in the council chambers. And just a reminder, we are going to have a budget meeting next Tuesday at 8:30 a.m., and that is open to the public as well. And no other business to come before the council. Thank you, everybody. We stand adjourned. Good night.